Hey guys, welcome to Reds Projects and welcome back. It's been quite a while since I made a video, so before I start doing anything interesting I thought I'd just walk around and bring you up to speed with all the cars. I apologise as well, I'm starting to get a bit of a cold and starting to lose my voice, so hopefully I don't sound like a complete idiot. But XR6, since I made the last video on this, I have not done anything to this car besides maintenance. I've done a couple services. The back tires wore out for some reason, I don't know why, so I put some cheap crappy Chinese tires I had floating around, and they are absolutely horrible. It's like driving on ice sometimes. Excuse me. Plans for this thing, I'm not really sure. I'm still not sure if I actually want to keep it or not. I still drive it. Between these three cars, I still drive it to work and stuff, but I think I need to either fix it up a little bit and maybe get rid of it, because I don't want to sink too much more money into this car, because to make it faster or more powerful is a lot more money going forward. It'll be, if I make much more power, I have to put like a solid rear end in it, like a 9-inch, and to make more power I probably have to go to like a big high mount turbo, and everything just adds up. So the way the car is now, it's a really good package, so I think I just want to try and tidy it up a little bit. Just either enjoy it, daily it, have it practical, maybe do flex fuel on it so I can put some unleaded back in it for like long drives, or just move it off and use that money for other cars. Alright, and then the Navara. Last video I made of this car, I put the airflow meter, injectors, and I put the bigger GT35 turbo on it. After street driving it for a month or two, I was getting sick of how lazy the 35 was, and it wouldn't be a problem if the car was an auto and it revved to 7,000, but because it's manual and because of what it is, it makes peak power at 5,500. It just was too lazy to it was a downgrade as far as like enjoying it on the road. So I put the T3 T4 back on it. I dynoed it and did a bunch of back pressure versus boost kind of tests, which I might show you a bit later on. But apples to apples, between the T3 T4 and the GT35, there was about 5 or 10 kilowatt difference at the power level I'm making. So I don't think I really have the motor and everything else to really utilize the GT35 or the cams or the RPM or anything like that. So I think just for a fun little street thing, the little turbo is better. I may look at putting a GT30 on because they got the same size wheels as what's in the T3 T4, but that involves cutting up the dump pipe once again, so I'm not too keen on that. Or I might, I don't know, I like stuff around like that. Another thing, the injectors I got, they were like poor man's decap 1000cc LS3 style injectors. I cannot get it to idle cleanly and like lean enough. It will either be like a 12.0, 11.8 AFR at idle, or it stalls. It's one or the other. I've tried upping the fuel pressure, lowering the fuel pressure, trying a bunch of different things, and I can't get it to idle cleanly at, lambda. So I really need to go down to some smaller injectors. So I need to get some 550, 750, something like that. I can get it to cruise at lambda, and it cruises perfect and runs clean and everything like that. Also, because I noticed this early on when I put the injectors in, I never really bothered to really like tidy up the fuel table. So when it's under boost, it's way too rich, and I just haven't bothered to make it nice because I know I'm going to be throwing these injectors out basically. So once I get a smaller set of injectors, then I'll spend like a full day on the dyno and actually get it to be at the right AFR and probably make a bit more power, because it's being excessively fat the way it is killing a bit of power. But yeah, other than that, I wore out the back tyres. Who would have thought? And I put the little skinny guys back on there. See them over there? They're like 185s or something, so they're fun to drive on in winter. And yeah, nothing else really planned for this, just injectors and a tune. I might put an intercooler on it one day. Yeah, so I can like jet the water meth down. I'm probably going to jet the water meth down anyway. I think it's a bit excessive, the jet I've got in it. But yeah, that's about it for that one. All right, and we also have this thing, which I don't think I've really shown on the channel before. This is actually the wife's car. It's a SR20 non-turbo auto S13 Silvia. It's all original, besides the crappy paintwork. It's got quite a few Ks on it. It's got 350,000 or something, and yeah, all original. Hasn't been stuffed with, and I've been told not to stuff with this car either. So I'm just hoping one day that it gets a knock or the auto shoots itself, and then the only cheap way to keep it driving is to, you know, LS swap it or something. But at the moment, I just between this thing and those two, I just drive them to work 1 week at a time. So I'll drive that for a week, that for a week, and then that for a week. So it's probably the most practical daily out of my fleet. But it's one of those cars we've nearly sold it so many times, and we it was my wife's first car, so I'd like to probably put, I don't know, an RB or an LS in it with an auto, and just have it so it's a fun little thing that the wife can drive. All right, that brings us to the XG. Nothing's really changed on this thing so far. I did burn out another trans brake solenoid, reversing it onto the dyno a couple months ago, which really annoys me. So I go buy another one, and they've like doubled in price, so I'm a bit annoyed about that, and I'm not sure why. I rewired it last time, and yeah, I'm not really sure why it keeps burning them out, so I have to do some research on that. This thing's got about 3,000 Ks on it. LS1's happy, everything's awesome. So I put it on the dyno not long ago. It made like 250 kilowatt to the wheels. It was just a before the base run on a new dyno that I got access to. So what I'm going to be doing is pulling that motor out, and I'm going to try and keep it as complete as possible and just push it aside for another project. You know, maybe I'll sneak that motor into the Silvia one day. But I'm going to be putting a iron 6 litre into this that I've spent the last, I don't know, year building. It's just a pretty basic LQ4 iron 6 litre with Gen 4 rods and pistons, some head studs, and VCM 13 cam. I think it's a 228, 232, so a little bit more mild than what this is, but the iron motor I'm going to be shoving some boost into. So I'm not going to tell you if it's, not at this point, I'm not going to tell you if it's turbo, centrifugal, or an LSA, but it's not going to be a traditional sort of boosted LS setup. So I'll keep that a secret for now. But first thing I'll be doing is swapping the motor over and just running it in NA with the carby on it. So, and I'll be doing a comparison to this motor as well. So it's a bigger motor, smaller cam. So it'd be interesting to see the power difference. But that will be going on the hoist soon, and that will probably be next episode. All right, that's it. Brought you up to speed. Going to chuck the XG on the hoist soon, I'm hoping. Swap the motor over, and get back into doing fun stuff. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.